Hey guys, welcome to week 27 on theReelDVDwatchers, and this is Crisrav1138, and this is going to be my last review for theReelDVDwatchers. I decided to quit basically, and I have my reasons, and the main one is pretty much that I find myself, when I do these reviews, I'm like, okay, I've done one video, I don't want to do another one, and I end up kind of giving up on my own channel, which I really don't want to do. So I'm gonna hand the torch on over to someone else, and yeah, so that's basically, this is it. I hope you guys will still watch. I'm sure you guys will still watch the channel, but I'll still be kicking around on my own channel. Yeah, I'm not gonna get too much into it. I just want to get to the reviews. So I decided to do 2 reviews, maybe 3, who knows. We'll see how it goes. But the first review is going to be for Fanboys, which is a film that has gone through a few production troubles between reshooting many scenes, reworking the entire storyline, until it's finally been released now. And this is a film directed by Karl Newman, who I'm not sure what other work he's done. And it also stars, I honestly have no clue who most of these people are. I know there's Sam Huntington, who played Jimmy Olsen in Superman Returns, and probably the more famous one of the cast is Kristen. This film tells the story of a bunch of young adults just about to enter the world, and one of them has become successful. The other ones are a bunch of geeks and losers living in their parents' basements and stuff. And they're huge Star Wars fans, and one of the friends has been diagnosed with cancer, and he will be dying before the release of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And it's his dream to really see this movie before he dies, and so the group of friends decide to go on a road trip, to go to Skywalker Ranch, where George Lucas has the film, and steal a copy of it. This film I actually quite enjoyed it. It's not the greatest comedy ever made. It's not really even that much of an all-time, memorable movie. When you're watching it, it's good for a chuckle at the time. One of the things I did notice is that it's a typical road trip kind of film in the sense, they're looking for women, sex. Things are always going wrong, the police get involved, all those sort of cliches. But I think for me, what made the film enjoyable were all the Star Wars references. Because these characters are very geeky, and there's so many winks and nudges to the Star Wars, and to some extent the Star Trek universe. So I'm not like a huge Star Wars fan. Like, I didn't dress up in costumes like 3 days or 3 months before the film was released and line up. But I do enjoy the film, so I got a lot of the, as I said, winks and nudges and homage or references to the film. I like the fact that they kind of poke fun at these characters being geeks, because it was a little bit relatable. I could kind of relate to these characters because, not with Star Wars, but like with The Dark Knight, if I saw the Batmobile, I'd totally geek out, and these characters do that kind of stuff. And yeah, my only complaint in the film is that there are moments where they're trying to be heartfelt, and it actually does kind of work, but it kind of seems cliche. Like, it's all, like, oh, we'll be best friends forever, or this was, here's to you, and whatever. It works, but at the same time, like a lot of the rest of the film, it's sort of been there, done that. But that said, if you're into Star Wars, you'll probably like it a lot more than the average person would, because you'll get some of the in-jokes and sort of the geek references. If you're not, I don't know, really. I didn't really laugh at anything other than the Star Wars references, to be honest. So that's just me, but who knows. I'd say it's definitely worth a watch. The next film I watched was Kevin Smith's 1997 romantic comedy film called Chasing Amy. This is a film which was written and directed by Kevin Smith, obviously, and it stars Ben Affleck, Joey Lauren Adams, and Jason Lee. And it tells the story of these 2 comic book creators. One's the writer, and the one's the I don't know how it works, but they're 2 best friends, and Ben Affleck's character meets what's her name? Alyssa Jones, yeah, played by Joey Lauren Adams, and he develops this strong interest in her romantically, and it turns out that she is a lesbian. And the 2 get to talk and know each other, and against odds, they actually begin a relationship together. And the film is basically just exploring this relationship and how it's working out and how it's affecting both them and Ben Affleck's character, Holden McNeil's friendship with Jason Lee's character, Banky Edwards. One of the strengths I find in Kevin Smith's films is that he writes relationships very well. I don't mean just romantic relationships, I mean friendships, enemy relationships. And he writes the dialogue very real. It's very normal. You never get a sense when you're watching a Kevin Smith film that you go, oh, people don't talk like this. At least I don't. Kevin Smith, his writing is very natural and feels like real-world discussion. I've always thought he was good on that. This is probably my favorite Kevin Smith film because I love the comedies that he does, you know, the outright comedies, because they do have some heart and character to them. This one is much more, I wouldn't say drama-centered, but character-centered. You're exploring these characters, how they feel for each other, and in the mix of it, there's comedic elements to it. And I actually do get a lot of good laughs in this film, and there's a lot of heartwarming sort of moments in this film. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was probably my favorite Kevin Smith film. If you haven't seen it, I actually really recommend it. Even if you're not a fan of his other films, if you have not yet seen this, this is actually kind of not a different thing for him, but a much more serious thing for him. It's not all vulgar, you know, immature type of humor in here. There's actually some very mature storytelling, and I like that. The next film I'm going to review has been talked about a lot, so I'll just get through it quickly. It is Star Trek, the 2009 reboot of the franchise, and this is actually a great film to time travel and space thingies, you know, rebooting everything, going back to the beginning is something that really works well. The film stars Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto and Eric Bana as James T. Kirk, Spock, and the villain whose name I can't remember respectively. This is directed by J.J. Abrams, who's well known for his TV series and producing great films like Cloverfield. And this is his attempt to reboot the franchise, and I think he did a great job. I know nothing about Star Trek. I know there's a guy named Captain Kirk, I know there's Spock, I know there's the whole live long and prosper thing. That's about it, you know, the Enterprise, you know, I'm not deep into the mythology of Star Trek. I'm not even a fan, to be honest. I've never really, you know, seen any Star Trek related thing before this. But I figured, you know, I'll give it a watch, and I actually really liked it. It's not a masterpiece, it's not one of the greatest films to be ever put onto the screen, but I thought it was a very enjoyable film. It's summer entertainment at its best because it shows that there's some quality to the pure summer blockbuster type of film. Because the performances are great. I can't say that the actors captured the characters so brilliantly because, as I said, I don't know Star Trek. But the performances were really good, especially Zachary Quinto, who you may know him at best as Sylar from Heroes. He does a great job in here, and he goes through a lot of different ranges of emotions. And being the most recognizable person here, probably, I was totally into the role. I never stopped and go, hey, that's a Sylar moment or something like that. So good job on him. The writing is great. You know, it's a very interesting story, a sort of almost coming-of-age story, which is very nice. I like that there's character progress, so it's not just action and things blowing up in space. It's a good, not character study, but character journey, as I said before. You know, you see these characters grow from where they were to where they're, you know, there's a difference between where they all start out and where they end up, which is a great thing to see. In a Hollywood film, usually you just see the mission, you know, they'll be straight and the same way for the whole film, not really having a journey. The whole point is seeing things blow up and have them defeat the bad guys. Here there's a lot more to it, which I really liked. The special effects are really, really great. The action itself is cool. You don't have to be a Star Trek fan to enjoy this film, which I noticed. That said, it's not for everybody, but I think it was a really enjoyable film. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So yeah. So those are my final reviews, guys. I really don't know what to say other than thanks for everybody who's ever commented, rated. Thanks to all the subscribers, and I'll still be kicking around on my own channel for sure. I may even start doing reviews there, just not every week on every one given day. I'll do it when I feel like it. But yeah, I'm handing over the torch, so to speak. So I just want to say thanks for letting me be part of the channel, guys. I had a good run, I think. I think you guys all do great work on the channel. You guys are really great at reviewing movies. So good job on you, and I hope you guys keep up the good work. And I'll still be supporting the channel 100%. You know, I'll still back you guys up if there's ever any trouble, which, you know, this channel back in its day used to cause a lot of. So yeah, take care of you guys and keep up the good work. And I want to give kudos to Matt for being the last surviving member of the original 7 of the original DVD Watchers channel. Kudos to you for lasting the longest. And as for everyone else, as I said, you know, keep up the good work, and I really enjoy your reviews. So thanks for watching. See you guys around.